Hi, I'm LoriKay Coleman, and I'm here to teach you how to turn on your success switch. Let me pull up the presentation. So, let's see, share that and make it big. Um, I am a brain rewiring success coach, a mother of four, and have been married to this lovely man since 1989. After my second son was born, my body started having a lot of challenges, and it was very problematic to do life for a long time. These are some of the things that I went through, and it's helped me have more compassion for people who are having a hard time, as I've experienced so many things personally myself. The mindset that having a chronic illness gave me was that it was impossible to change anything. And I definitely felt like I couldn't learn or succeed in different things. And the technique that I'm sharing with you today is going to show you some of the things that I did to help me get through that. I was able to experience improvement physically, mentally, emotionally, with relationships, all with this specific technique that I'll be sharing. And I got healthy enough where I was willing to travel and have more fun and eventually start a business and achieve business goals. One of those business goals was putting on a summit in 2020. And this was a huge feat for me. At that time, my brain kind of shut down in front of computers. The EMFs made it challenging. And I also wasn't good with technology at all. And there was no brave bone in my body. I didn't even really want to be seen on camera. And it was just this huge, huge step for me. And my coach did this process that ended up helping me turn on this success switch in my brain. Just this year, I was invited to participate in two multi-authored books and were featured there in Unstoppable, The Rise of Female Global Leaders, and Manifesting Magical Moments, Embracing Extraordinary in Everyday Life. And I have a gift for you to have access to these stories, as well as some more training on how to do the technique. So there are two success switches that I will be teaching today. And the one that I feel is not to be forgotten is calling upon the powers of heaven, that higher power, how you see God. I call him Christ, and I believe he can help create new responses in our body. Also, I know that the subconscious works with pictures. And since I know that, I imagine seeing Christ help me, like imagining it. And I know that's working with the way that I'm wired. The second thing I'll be teaching today is the cellular alignment technique. And this is a way to communicate with both your brain and your body. And a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. This is the part that filters out all the input around you. Your senses can't bring to your attention all of the awareness. And this part of your brain decides what is important to show you. And the process I'll be teaching will work with the reticular activating system and start showing you the solutions to what could help you with your challenge or with your goal. And I hope to have you experience some of this with me today. I invite you to have a beginner's mind. Be curious, be present, actively participate when I ask you to move your body and do breathing patterns, and be open if there's any new ideas that you haven't thought of before, because they could really bless your life. As children, we act like sponges, absorbing what we hear, and we are forming beliefs. So as a child born with hip dysplasia, you'll see on the right side of your screen, possibly the right, I hope, a shirt that says hip dysplasia, giving it a 1 star, wouldn't recommend. what this did for me was made me feel trapped and like I had no power. And so that really ingrained quite deeply into my psyche. I know there's heavenly help available to change the direction that we're headed. Are we going to the path of the mountains where we want to be, or to the path of the city where we don't want to be, or maybe vice versa? Which path are you on? And we're giving these physical bodies to work with and to learn. And I know that we can change the state that our body has with breath and movement. And it can be even more powerful if we invite our higher power to help us change what is happening in our body by moving and by breathing. Here is an example of someone calling down the powers of heaven. They took polluted water, and that's the brown pitcher over there, and ended up praying, and then took another pitcher of the water. Their connection with God, combined with their intent, made a change in molecules. And I believe that we can pull in the power of heaven and change what's in our brain, in our subconscious, in our body, and in the field around us. But why might things not change? Well, I submit that it might be honoring some aspect of our agency for possibly our growth. This past year, when I was sick with COVID, I was reflecting on things, and I had this formula come to my mind that to make anything possible, what you do is you do spirit connection with your higher power, your angelic team. You have an intention, you're asking for something. And sometimes you need to learn something to make anything possible. Sometimes you need to apply what you've learned. Sometimes you need to have the right focus. Like, are you having a meditative focus? Are you distracted with your focus? You need to ask for help with the right focus. And this breathing and tapping procedure I'll be teaching will help with that focus also. Sometimes there's a lot of interference, and we need to ask, give it a name, and ask for that to be removed. And then I also came up with stoppers. And in the extra training that I'll be sharing, we'll be going over those stoppers. So I'm going to glide right through that for this presentation here. Sometimes the cells of our bodies can have memory and programs that need healing. Our desires might not happen because it's a way to bring awareness that something needs to change. That's within us, that there's learning that we need to do, that we're not quite applying, but sometimes maybe it's even we're not receiving. So it also can be an opportunity to soften into the experience that we're having and have more compassion for ourselves and others, and have more gratitude and possibly even patience. Sure, that's not a word that many want to hear. Now, this visual that you see, the little man that's on the bottom and the star on the top, and then there's these lines that are blocking it. Well, you can ask for specific things to be moved out of the way. The arrows are showing this, how you can ask with spirit connection and intent to move some of the interference. And what ends up happening is it strengthens the path. It's like, I had these experiences and now I'm stronger and I've learned and I'm more wise for the experience that I've gone through. There's also something called enablers, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. These are things that enable us to get closer to our goal, that just kind of lift us up like an elevator. We have an aspect of our brain, the subconscious. And if you look at the diagram, the conscious has a smaller part where we are aware. There's a section called the RAS, R-A-S, that's reticular activating system. And then you have your subconscious and primitive mind. That primitive brain is where you have the fight and flight come into, freeze and fawn. Well, let's talk about the subconscious. It knows what you have survived thus far, and it holds on to what it knows, sometimes like it's addicted to it. And it pulls away from the unknown, even if it's what you consciously want. And the subconscious stores information, including emotional imprints, and can influence how people react to things. And yes, we'll move on. The main purpose of your brain is to keep you safe and surviving. It's not necessarily to help you thrive, like that top picture is showing. It's helping you survive. And you have both positive and negative things that are programmed into your subconscious, and we just want to strengthen the positive experiences. And if you look at the picture that shows the neuron, those three little squiggly guys together, that is showing a pathway that is used to going to one. And then there's another one that it can consider like a little train track going in another direction. And it flows in that way. And so it's used to flowing in a way that keeps you safe and surviving. It may not be quite willing to go off to a different path that it does not know. Hey, the RAS, that's that little section that has the orange letters. It acts like a filter. We need to have some aspect of our brain to keep us from having all that input coming in all the time. It decides what is important and what can be safely ignored. So it's the gatekeeper of information that lets things into the conscious mind. The alignment technique can help us start seeing the solutions and telling our brain, this is important to me. And by saying that over and over again, you're strengthening those neural pathways. So it is possible to choose a different path. It's so fun to see the scientists see the power of neuroplasticity, the ability for the brain to adapt and change. And I know that what we focus on gets wired into our brains. When we choose to focus on a higher power, that gets wired into our brains. When we choose to believe that there is support, we start seeing the support. And so the success switch number one is to focus on God. And when you combine that with visualization and gratitude, you are strengthening the chemicals that are going through your neurons. Look at that little blue picture on the screen with the blue squiggly lines. That is showing some chemicals that are going from one neuron to the next. We're going to talk a little bit about that later too, because we can be addicted to those chemicals, and your higher power can help change that for you. It can help change a new pathway. It is possible to do when we partner with God. So we know that visualization rewires the brain as well. The subconscious loves symbolism, pictures, and emotions. The nervous system loves to see and feel a smile. A smile is a cue that you are safe. So if you could picture light coming down to you from heaven, from your higher power, and a slight smile on your face, and just soften your face and your shoulders, and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want to mention that if me saying higher power compared to God, compared to Christ, if that is a trigger to you, then there is some programming around that. And there are techniques that can soften that so it's not like a slap to the face. You can glean a benefit and not be triggered by something that someone says. Okay, success switch number 2. Communicate with all parts of the brain and body. Okay, first we do spirit connection with intent, and then we do a tapping process that is working with the way energy flows through your body. We're working with it in a specific way that helps release what's not serving us. So we start in between our eyebrows, and we can tap, it doesn't matter which hand, and it doesn't matter how many fingers, but we tap from between the eyebrows over the neck till we get to a bump right back here. Breathing in through the nose, and we don't breathe out until we bring the hand forward, and breathing out through the mouth. We do that 3 times. Back to the forehead, breathe in through the nose. Back to the forehead, breathe out through the mouth. That was 2 times. In through the forehead, breathe in. Back to the forehead, breathe out. We change the breath pattern. Always coming back to the forehead and tapping over the head. And then we end with a smile. This is the cellular alignment technique, and it's a way to communicate with the body and brain, bringing it into greater alignment with a specific goal or intent. And we didn't have a goal or an intent with that little showing, but get ready to have a simple goal, like a statement or topic that you can do this process with me. What this is doing is it's getting you out of the negative feedback loop. The little chemicals that are in between those neurons, it's making it have a pause. It gets you out of stress, and it gets you out of survival mode. This is how we turn on our success switch and start making those new neural pathways. It also is working with your conscious and subconscious and your physical body and energy body, which allows you to have growth, see solutions, and most importantly, not be acted upon, not act habitually, and put you in a place of choice. It's a really powerful tool. Come on, baby, let's change the page. There we go. Let me talk a little bit more about the primitive brain. The nervous system in the primitive brain looks for stressful cues. Those are 3 things: muscle tension, breath, and eye focus. So if you write a statement of something you want to align to on a piece of paper, and you hold that paper and you look at it really close, arm length away, or on the wall, you are doing things to your nervous system saying, this goal is safe, because you can sit and choose the different eye distances. You also are controlling your breath. Your nervous system is looking for that you are in control of your breath. I'm choosing to breathe this way. I'm now choosing to breathe this way. That is telling your nervous system, it's okay. We can accept this goal. The muscle tension, if you just choose to release your jaw a little bit, relax whatever muscles you can handle being able to relax. If you don't know how to do that, you can tighten a fist and then relax the fist. I hope you have your goal. So let's say I align the vagus nerve to my goal. I'm going to align my vagus nerve to, I'm going to do it for my scapula. I have a lot of pain in my scapula, but I could do it to, I could have my goal be my success membership and sending out emails for that. So I align my vagus nerve to my goal. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Look at your goal. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I think that was 3, so let's change the breath pattern. And I think I'm going to have my goal be my success membership. I am offering that at an amazing discount this next little while. It's in beta, and it's only $333 for an entire year of services. So it's a pretty good deal. All right, now we're going to align the brain. Go ahead and hold your statement an arm's length away. If that's hard for you to hold your arm up, put it on something that is about an arm length away. So I align the brain to my goal. Breathing in. Look at your goal. I'm going pretty fast. You can go slower. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Changing the breath pattern, in and out the mouth. 3 times over the head. and a smile. It's also really important to drink water. So water helps the information flow through our body and helps the movement happen. All right, let's go ahead and align our heart. Take your paper and put it a little bit farther. Look at it at a greater distance. I align my heart to my goal. Breathing in and out. Back to the forehead, breathing in and out. Relax your body. Back to the forehead, breathe in and out. Relax your body. Change the breath pattern. And a smile. All right. Often we are addicted to our behaviors and our thoughts. What happens is you end up craving the chemical response that is happening in the chemical synapse. Look at that little blue outline area. That's what I'm looking at here. It's that chemical is what your brain is used to and therefore is what is safe. And so therefore it wants to keep that pathway. Look at the middle picture, how some of those are thicker lines than others. Those pathways have been trotted on more often. And look at that other picture where there's a path that wants to be considered, and it can be considered because you are getting put in your prefrontal cortex area, a place of choice with choosing to say, I align to this. And you've connected to your higher power saying, hey, help me. I'm choosing to align to this. Help me. Help me, God. Help me, body. Help me, brain. This is what I want. Saying it over and over, but in a way that gets into that reticular activating system and down into your subconscious. Okay, often we are staying the same to stay safe. This is where it's like the little enablers. Look at that purple picture. These are little stair steps that get you to the goal. The star is the goal. So saying, I am safe to receive my goal. So I am safe to. That's a line. I am safe to. And out the mouth. I am safe to. I am safe to. I am safe to. I am safe to. It's going into the subconscious as you're repeating it, as you're thinking it, as you're looking at your sticky note. Okay? In and out the mouth. I'm safe to. And a smile. Okay, and let's take a drink. I am ready to. Now, I'm tired of going over my head, so I'm going to tap down my chest area. And I'm just going to go from here to my sternum is good enough. So I am ready. I align. I am ready to my goal. 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 And a smile. I align. I am capable to my goal. I'm going to do it over my head again. I align. I am capable to my goal. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. I am capable to my goal and out. I am capable to my goal. Let's change the pattern. And a smile. Now, sometimes if you only do 2 rounds over, it's okay. If you do that too often, it's kind of not okay. But every once in a while, you can get away with it. All right. This is a thing that often comes up with a lot of people. I have time to. I have time to do my goal. I have time for, and then think of your goal. So breathe in. I align. I have time to my goal. I have time. 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 Let's change the pattern. and a smile. Okay. Quick benefits of breathing patterns. It interrupts the stress feedback loop. It helps relaxation response. It creates calmness. It decreases anxiety. It lowers levels of cortisol, stress hormone. It increases oxygen in the prefrontal cortex, which is the area of the brain that is for your self-awareness, being attentive, emotional regulation, planning, reasoning, and judgment. And it creates a space to be present and engaged. Just feel what you're feeling like. I feel like because of time, we may not have a chance to do this, but you can pause this recording and do the aligning to these things here. At this time, what I invite you to do is imagine seeing living water coming from Christ, helping things flow and change for the better. And let's do one alignment of I am helped by Christ. So go ahead, I am helped by Christ with my goal. So align for that. And out, I am helped or by Christ or God for my goal. I am helped. Change the pattern. And the smile. Okay, now just close your eyes. You can look at that picture, get that in your brain, and imagine seeing living water coming from Christ, helping things flow and change for the better. Just see it flowing, 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 flowing. Have a smile on your face. See yourself bright, really bright. And if you are having any kind of negative thought, please know this: the mind can get stuck in the past, replaying all that's wrong. It often can exaggerate the negative truths we have formed and minimize the positive ones, keeping us in a loop of fear, hopelessness, or unhappiness. So look at the scissors and that little loop. In a moment, I'll be asking for you to imagine cutting that stuckness, that loop, that replaying, so it has a beginning and an end. It's no longer a circle. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, it is possible to choose what we focus on. It is possible. So right now, just imagine your higher power with the scissors being able to cut the loop that's keeping you stuck. It has a beginning, it has an end. It's time for it to end. See yourself bright, see yourself smiling, see yourself grateful. See yourself having the ability to choose what you focus on. And if you want to keep your eyes closed, you can. And if you want to open them, you can see a picture of a tree that has light coming through. Imagine your higher power is sending streams of grace, streams of light. I call grace love empowered, love in motion. And just think, what would it be like to allow loving light to pour over and through you? You don't have to have an answer. Just soften your muscles, soften your eyes and your jaw. Open your hands a little bit. What would it be like to allow loving light to pour over and through you? And just focus on breathing into your heart and out of your heart. This calms the nervous system and out of your heart. And imagine your higher power has already helped you improve with your goal. Feel the gratitude that the help has already come. Your brain does not know the difference of real and imagine. Allow it to experience that it has happened. And when you really are feeling that, I invite you to touch your heart area or your upper sternum, and this will anchor this feeling into your heart. And I hope that is a beautiful experience for you and that you find it helpful. And If you would like to connect with me, you can find the chapters of my book at that long link. I realize this is a recording and you can't do click on something like that, but I'll have it in the YouTube link and you can find it there. And you can also email me and ask for it. And if you would like to get information about my monthly membership and get the amazing price point for $333, I also have a payment plan. I would love to serve you in that way. And we'll go ahead and stop there and have a beautiful day.